Hey everybody, welcome back to that Flight Sim channel. This is Captain Flacco speaking, and in today's video we are going to be covering the CRJ family, at least the 700ER in this video, but it's pretty much, pretty similar on the other variants, the 550, the 700, 900, and the 1000. They all come bundled up if you get it now for Flight Sim 2024. But yeah, that's what we're going to be covering in today's video. We're going to be doing a short flight from Sanford Airport here in Central Florida to Fort Lauderdale. This beautiful CRJ in American Airlines livery. We got the jetway hooked up. It doesn't look the greatest, but it's hooked up. And yeah, so we're gonna give our initial thoughts on the aircraft and go from there. So just so give a little bit of story here. This aircraft was one of the first aircraft that was released for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 when it comes to at least like a study level aircraft, right? Some people don't consider it study level, but it is at the time for FS 2020, it was the most advanced aircraft to be released by anybody, and Aerosoft did a great job. I liked it when it first came out for FS 2020, and now what they've done is they've updated the aircraft and bundled it up so you can get it for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So here we are in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and we are in Sim Update 2 Beta right now, and we're going to be checking it out. So one thing that I don't like too much, maybe they'll fix it in the future, is if you look at the EFB, it does not come with a checklist, right? So, I like the interactive checklist and all that, especially if you're new to an aircraft. It definitely helps you get going and get familiar with some certain things, where they are and stuff like that. So it doesn't have a checklist integrated to the EFB. So with that being said, I wish they did have it to help, the newcomers, but it doesn't. So that's why we're doing this video, to help you guys figure some stuff out and get you going and getting in the air if you do decide to get this aircraft. If you had purchased it in FS 2020, then it's a free upgrade. All you got to do is download it and install it in FS 2024. If not, then you must purchase it from the Aerosoft website and the app, and I don't know the price off the top of my head, but anyways, it comes with all 4 variants now. It's called the CRJ V2. Anyways, that's one gripe that I have with the aircraft. It doesn't have a interactive checklist. It doesn't let you interact with it in the outside, but other than that, the aircraft looks great. So we're just going to do a quick walk around here, check out the open doors. You can see there is the not the lav, but the galley. There we go. There's the galley. It's pretty cool. Doors open. And we're just going to do a quick walk around here. Speed it up here. But yeah, the aircraft looks really good, and we are using the Boris sound pack. We did have it for the FS 2020 side, so it ported over to the 2024 side, so you will hear some amazing sounds on this aircraft. And like always, Boris does an amazing job with the sounds and making it that much more immersive when flying these aircraft. So airplane looks really good, and you'll see once you get in the flight deck, everything is so interactive inside the aircraft that, man, it's really a fresh breath air when everything works and it's supposed to do what it's supposed to do. So here's the rear cargo. Looks good. Beautiful airplane. Again, this is the 700ER extended range, and it comes with 4 variants: 550, 700, 900, and the 1000. So go the 700. Here, another cargo door. Much it for the walk around. So what we're going to do, and excuse that resource usage exceeds GPU thing, it's been happening since the beta. I installed the beta, so I think it might be a beta thing, but yeah, everything, as you can see, is working smooth and fine. So we're going to jump in the cockpit or the flight deck and get started with the aircraft. So Shift C jumps into the cockpit, and one thing that I want to let you guys know is that when you start in this aircraft, it automatically starts the plane, right? You'll hear that when you're trying to do a cold and dark setup, when you pick a parking gate or a parking spot or a gate, it will have the plane starting up, right? So all you got to do is just come here, aircraft state, in the aircraft tab, and cold and dark, right? I don't know if there's a way to save it. Maybe if you guys know, leave it in the comments below. Let me know if there's a way to save it so it's cold and dark every time. But for now, every time I load in, it starts to start the plane, so I just hit cold and dark. All right, so with that being said, the next thing we want to do is let's go ahead and close all these doors. We're going to toggle the jetway out the jetway getting out of the way. Stairs. Right. And then just kind of cycle through the wheel chocks here and you'll see everything else. There you go. Wheel chocks are in place. So we're going to close the door. We're going to close the forward cargo door, aft cargo door, and service door closed. And then the one thing you want to do is connect the ground power card. This will enable you to have GPU power or ground power in the aircraft. So let's take a look here. If you go look at your overhead, sorry, this way, you'll see that the external power is available now. So what we're going to do is turn on the battery master, just like that, and external power. There you go. You hear everything coming on. And we're going to be doing this flight at night. So we're going to go ahead and get some lighting in here, just like that. Right, and now we're going to get the air conditioning going, fans, and let's see, we're going to get our windshields, heaters on, probe heat on, just like that. We're going to get our hydraulics pumps on. Okay, we're going to get our logo light on, strobe light on, beacon lights, nav lights, because we're going to be starting this aircraft pretty soon, so I don't want to forget to do that later. Our passenger no smoking sign on, seatbelt sign on, emergency lights armed. Good. Everything else we'll leave alone for now. And as we are right here, mess around with the lights, that's pretty cool, isn't it? As we're here right now, we're going to go ahead and get the APU started. So, auxiliary power unit, first thing you got to do is open the little flap. So you got to click this one here, right? And then if you look at your screen here, you'll see that the APU LCV open and the APU SOV open. Okay, so that, if you want to look outside, it's this little flap right here. So without this, sorry, sensitive, there you go. Without that, it won't turn on. So now that that's open, we can go ahead and go into the overhead panel and go ahead and start the APU. So we're going to click start, just as so. If we look here, down here, you'll see that our EGTs are rising, our RPM is rising. Let's go outside and take a listen to that APU. Go back into flight deck. Right, so RPM is at 100%. So if we take a look here now, you'll see APU is available. Perfect. All right, so we have APU power now. So with that being said, let's go ahead and load in our flight plan. So we're gonna go here and let's go open our EFB. It's more apps, SimBrief, dispatch. Be able to view our flight. I already had it loaded. So what I'm going to do is edit this flight so we can use the current times. Use current time. Yes. So we're going to be American 320 from Sanford to Fort Lauderdale. Our alternate is MCO. There's all our information. Pretty simple. And our route is down here, so we're going to go ahead and generate that. All right, our flight plan is loaded, so we're going to go to flight plan here on the EFB side, and you're going to click import OFP, operational flight plan, and there is our flight plan, American 320, Sanford to Fort Lauderdale. Distance is 221 nautical miles. Beautiful, fresh to weather, make sure it's up to date. Perfect. So our flight plan is loaded to the EFB. Now all we got to do is send it to the FMS and set the payload and the fuel. So now if you look at your FMS, you'll see that your legs are already kind of there already. So now that we are already here, let's go ahead and get some lighting in this panel here. Look. Some lights. There we go. All right, now we got some lights. Now we can see what we're doing. So first thing on this FMS, right? Let's go ahead and start from the top. You know, we already loaded our flight plan in here. That's great. So let's just go to index. And before we do that, let's go look down here. And if you're familiar with the Airbus or anything else, remember you got to turn your IRS onto nav so the aircraft knows what position we are in. Let's move this out the way. Good. All right. So first thing we're going to do is let the aircraft know where we're at, right? So position in it. We are in KSFB, right? So let's just input that information. Okay. Good. And we are at gate 1. There we go. Now, you're going to go click the next page, and you'll see these 3 positions. So we're going to use GNS S1 position. This one right here. Click it. See, it loads it up. Now we're going to go to the previous page, and you're going to just click this button here, and it's going to load that position right there. And you see here our PFD kind of initialized set up already. So we're going to execute that, and now the aircraft knows where we are at, right? So, all right, let's go to the flight plan now. So here's our flight plan, Sanford to Fort Lauderdale. Great, right? So we're going to go to the departure arrival button here. So this page is where you load your departure and arrivals. So right now, if you look at our flight plan, it should be departing runway 18. Okay, so runway 18, and execute. Okay, and we're going to be going to runway 10 left in Fort Lauderdale. So we go back to our departure arrival. I'm going to click arrival. We're going to go ILS 10 left. As you can see, CUDA 3. Jipod. Next page. There's Jipod. Click that and execute. Boom. Now, when you look at your legs, your flight plan legs, right? You can see we're going to be taking off runway 18. Danny, Jipod, open, Rosny, next page, and so forth. That's all the waypoints, all the way down to Fort Lauderdale. Now, you see this discontinuity here? So to take that discontinuity out or to remove it, all you got to do is click the next waypoint in front of it, right? So this one here, War, click that, and we're going to click where that discontinuity is, and it'll clear it out just like that. So if we go to the previous page, now BEPEC 1R, War, and we can even take these vectors out, so just like that. Now you'll have a straight shot all the way to runway 10 left, and then in case of a misapproach, it already gives you your altitudes and the next waypoints that you have to hit for a misapproach. That's it. So now you know that your flight plan is set up. We're good there, right? Now let's go back to our PFB here. Remember, we already hit set payload and fuel, right? So if you go to a performance page, there's our passengers, there's our weights. Everything is set already from that OFP, that operational flight plan. It loads it all in here, so you don't have to do much other than set the payload in the simulator and then copy the performance initial data to the FMS. That's it. Now, if you look at your FMS, we go to our performance. Everything is here. All we got to do is input our cruising altitude. So our cruising altitude is going to be 27,000 feet, right? So we're just going to put FL 7. That's it. Everything else is set up. Fuel, our weights, all that is there. So pretty chill, pretty easy when it comes to setting up the FMS on the CRJ, right? VNAV setup, you can go here. You can change target speeds if you want to. I'm okay with all this for a climb. We can go to the next page. Cruise speed and all that jazz is good. So I'm okay with this. VNAV setup, performance, everything is set. The one thing that I would do, I go to MFD menu, and then on the window here, I like to set up VNAV here. So as you can see now, we have VNAV information, distance, times, everything. So pretty cool to have all this set up here. So guys, that's pretty much it. We already set up our aircraft. The only next thing that we're going to do is just going to make sure takeoff speeds are set. So flaps 8, we're going to do a flaps 8. Runway is dry. All this is good, so we're going to set all. That's it. We are ready to go. If you look here, down, there's our speeds, reference speeds for takeoff. Pretty cool, right? All right. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to use say intentions, and we are going to get our clearance for IFR, so we can go ahead and start pushing back and all that. So let's go ahead, open say intentions here. There. All right, SFP. So we are going to tune in first to ATIS. Whatever ATIS is, there it is. So 125.975. 125.975. Let's go ahead and tune into that. So let's look at our stack down here. Look down here. There it is. So all you got to do is click here. Tune into 1, 2, 5. 5. The little knob changes the other one. 975. There it is. Now we're gonna, as soon as I click it here, it's gonna switch it over to the active, and you'll start hearing it talk. Oh, I actually went 124. Sorry.
800 feet. Arriving and departing runways 27 right, 27 left, 18, 27 center. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Bravo. Orlando Sanford International Airport. Information. Bravo. 0153 Zulu. Wind 180 at 4. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 23. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3012. Density altitude 800 feet. Arriving and departing runways 27 right, 27 left, 18, 27 center. Advise on initial.
Alright, so now we're going to go to clearance 121.35. Go ahead and tune to 121.5 so we can get it. 1.35. So here we are, 121.35. Let's go ahead and get our IFR clearance. Stanford clearance. Good evening. American 320 requesting IFR clearance to Fort Lauderdale with information. Bravo.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
They're getting the paperwork for us.
American 320, cleared to Fort Lauderdale. Radar vectors to D-Dan E, then is filed. Climb and maintain 3000. Expect flight level 270 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.775 squawk 5242. Expect runway 18.
So they're expecting us runway 18. Runway 18 right here, perfect. Runway. All right, let's give the read back. Cleared to Fort Lauderdale. Radar vectors to Danny Dennis. File. Climb and maintain 3000. Expect flight level 270 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.775 squawk 5242. Expect runway 18 for departure. American 320. Let's go ahead and set our squawk.
American 320, read back correct.
So our squawk right here. Same thing. Click it when you see the little box. You can change the numbers. So our squawk was 5242. So let's move this to 52. 42. Go. Right. Is good here. All right, so now let's go ahead, and if you look here in our frequencies, there is ground, but the ground is on the same frequency as clearance. So all we got to do is let them know that we need a clearance to push and start. Stanford ground, American 320 requesting clearance for push and start.
American 320, push and start approved, tail west.
Push and start approved, tail west, American 320. Go ahead and shift P. Bring the pushback tug in. Let's go ahead and get everything else started. So we're gonna stab trim, released, click, click, then our goddamn mirrors. Alrighty, we finally got the pushback to go, so let's go ahead and get our engines started. So we already got our fuel pumps on, air conditionings are off. So here we go. All you got to do is click the left engine start, hold it, and wait for it to push back. Just like that. You see our N2 is rising. Very cool. Let's take a look outside. All right, let's go ahead and throw in the fuel. Up here, left engine, click this up. Just like that. Let's go ahead and do the same for the right engine. Look up here. Right engine. Hold. Push back. Wait for our N2 to rise and get to about 20%. All right. This up. Yeah, that sounds nice. All right, good engine starts. Take a look here. Park and brake. Let's turn on our packs again. Get people nice and cooled off. There we go. Let's turn off our APU. Close the flap. Good. Seatbelts, no smokings. Why it's still showing this, but maybe it'll clear out eventually. All right, let's go ahead and get our lights on. Everything good. Taxi lights on. See where we're going. So let's go ahead and get clearance to taxi to runway 8. Stanford Ground American 320 requesting clearance to runway 18 for departure.
American 320, taxi to runway 18 via Charlie Romeo, cross runway 27 center, then cross runway 27 right at your discretion. Contact tower on 120.3 when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 18 via Charlie Romeo, cross runway 27 center, then cross runway 27 right at my discretion. Contact tower 120.3 when ready for departure. American 320. Alright guys, we got our clearance to taxi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to taxi out and then I will come back to you guys as we're approaching runway 18 for departure when we get handed off the tower. Alrighty guys, we are back. We just finished crossing runway, take a look here, runway 27, so should be getting our tower handoff here soon. Alright, so we didn't get our tower handoff, so we're going to go ahead and automatically tune into tower because technically they did tell us to contact 120.3 when ready for departure, so we are ready for departure. Let's go ahead and contact there. So again, let's tune 120.3. Give him a call. Stanford Tower, American 320, holding short runway 18, ready for departure.
Nobody is listening on 122.8.
Tower. Or 120.4. In the wrong frequency? Nobody listen on 122.8. Oh, never switched it. My bad. Stanford Tower, American 320, holding short runway 18, ready for departure. Let's go ahead and click our toggle button.
American 320, Stanford Tower, runway 18, winds 225 at 4, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 18, winds 225 at 4, fly runway heading, clear for takeoff, American 320. Alright guys, we are ready to go. Our flaps are set. All I did was set my heading for runway heading 180. Our altitude is already set to 10,000 feet. And I set the toga button here. Make sure you engage toga button so you're able to take off. Other than that, we are good to go. One thing that we could use here, and it is available on this aircraft, is we have a heads-up display. Here, there is your heads-up display. Set. See what we're doing. That's pretty cool, pretty handy. go ahead and taxi and take off. Much ready, guys. One last check. There's our VREF speeds. Everything is put in. We are good to go, guys. Here we go. Holding brakes, giving it power. Make sure everything is in the green. Good. Releasing brakes. Max power. Positive rate, gear up. One thing I just saw that I forgot to do was change my altimeter, so I'll show you guys how to do that. Little mistake there, but other than that, we are okay. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my autopilot. And heading. If you guys see that yaw dampener, sometimes it takes a few clicks. As you saw me earlier, I did click it, but go. So we are climbing. Already at 4,000 feet. Thing climbs like a rocket. Still flaps up. I guess it tried telling us to contact departure. We're going to contact departure, and departure is 119.775, so here 9 go ahead and swap that, let them know that we are with them and we are climbing 6,000 feet. Time for departure. American 320 is with you, climbing through 6,000 feet.
American 320, Orlando departure. Not seeing you on radar. Cycle your transponder and ident again for me.
Goodness. Here. On. Something wrong on this side. Orlando departure, American 320 is with you at 10,000 feet. Transponder is cycled and ident.
American 320, not seeing you on radar. Confirm destination and altitude request.
Destination Fort Lauderdale, altitude request 27,000 feet. Correct, Danny. I'll see me on radar.
American 320, climb and maintain 27,000 feet. Direct Danny. American 320, Orlando departure. Verify your squawking 5242, mode Charlie.
Go ahead and take it off.
American 320, Orlando departure, radar contact, 11 miles southeast of Devil's Garden Strip at flight level 210, heading 147, La Belle altimeter 30.09er, cleared direct D-Dan E.
Radar contact 11 miles southeast of Devil's Garden Strip at flight level 210, heading 147, La Belle altimeter 3009, cleared direct to Danny, American 320. Alright guys, so we figured out why we were getting no squawk, or why we weren't getting no radar contact with ATC, and the reason was, if you look here, we were on the right squawk, but it kept saying standby. So if you look a little lower, and this is a good
American 320, climb and maintain flight level 270.
Climb and maintain flight level 270, American 320. Right, so if you look down here, you put in your squawk, but down here, you look at ATC select transponder selector. This, you got to switch to channel 1 or transponder 1, and that will change it from standby. As you can see, it was set to standby. Change it to transponder 1, and it'll now let them see you on radar. So good lesson there. Thanks to Captain Gonzo for the quick troubleshooting text message. Alright guys, so we are on our way up to flight level 270. You look,
American 320, expect the Blue 54 arrival. In about 15 minutes, I'll start your descent. Say the word if you want to descend sooner. Direct Blue 5. Expect the ILS runway 10 left approach into Fort Lauderdale.
expect the Blue 54 arrival in about 15 minutes. I'll let you know if I want to descend any earlier. And direct Blue 5. Expect ILS runway 10 left. American 320. Alrighty guys, we are cruising now at 27,000 feet, so we will get back with you. I'm not going to bore you through the cruising part of the flight. We will get back to you once we start our approach into Fort Lauderdale. So with that being said, thanks for everything. Thanks for always tuning in, guys. If you guys are finding this valuable or helpful in any way, let us know by dropping a like, leave a comment. Let us know what we can do better, what we suck at, what we can improve on, and all that. And we'll be more than happy to try. We've always engaged with you guys in the comment section, and whether it be positive, negative, we always answer back. And, you know, we try to improve on the things that you guys let us know. So that being said, I'll see you guys on the approach side. As always, thank you for all the support. Alrighty guys, we have started our descent. We are getting pretty close to Fort Lauderdale. I believe Fort Lauderdale Airport's right here in front of us, where my mouse is pointing at. But a couple things to note as you're flying this aircraft, right? So if you want to change your barrel or your altimeter, you got to look down here, right? And you will see here there is a barrel
Palm Beach approach,
knob there.
27 with your level at 9,000.
And you can change your barrel there.
4827 Palm Beach approach. Good afternoon, West Palm Beach altimeter 29.908.
All right. And then if you want to change it from HPA, you just got to click that little button there, and it changes over to mercury inches right there. So 30.12 is the current altimeter for Fort Lauderdale. We are, and we should be making a right-hand turn here shortly when we get to Serif. So That being said, another thing that you want to keep in mind is that this aircraft doesn't have any auto throttle, so you have to maintain your throttle at a decent
Palm Beach approach,
place.
American 556. Good afternoon. We're descending through 1000.
American 556, Palm Beach approach. Good afternoon, Fort Lauderdale, altimeter 30.00.
So as you can see, our speed right now is about 245 to 250-ish. Trying to stay at around 250 as we're going to be descending here under 10,000 feet here momentarily. So another thing is this speed button is how you pretty much your flight level change if you're used to that on other aircraft. So I'm going to go ahead and start descending to 3,000 feet. So sorry, that's heading altitude here. Let's go down to 3,000. That's where we need to be for our approach. So again, 3,000 feet, and then whatever speed.
This is Air Canada 1628, descending 3,000 feet.
Whatever speed you're at.
Air Canada 1628, Palm Beach approach. Good evening, Fort Lauderdale, altimeter 30.12.
All right. So whatever speed you're at, and you hit the speed button, that's what the speed is going to maintain as you descend. So watch now as I hit speed. Boom, and now I'll drop the power. There you see the nose starting to drop down, and we are descending, and it'll maintain that speed of about 231 is where we're at right here, showing us in our PFD there. So just a couple things you want to note. There is no auto throttle, and then use your speed button as your flight level change as you're going up and down. So there's a couple things to note. Also, your barrel is here on the left-hand side, and also your nose wheel steering is over here as well. So make sure you look at this side of the cockpit, because there are a few things that you want to use. But other than that, smooth flight. We're making our way down to 3,000 feet so we can do our approach. As you can see, Fort Lauderdale, South Florida area. There's the Hard Rock.
American 320, contact Miami approach on 118.1.
Good evening, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach approach, altimeter 301.
Air Canada 1628, good evening.
Contact Miami approach on 118.1, American 320. All right, so we've got to change our frequency here. 18.1. Okay, swap over. Let them know we are on their frequency. Know what altitude? Passing 10,000 direct to 1. Miami approach, American 320 is with you, passing 10,000 feet, heading direct 1R.
American 320, Miami approach. Good evening, Fort Lauderdale, altimeter 30.12.
Good evening, Fort Lauderdale, altimeter 30.12, American 320. So that's that. Everything else has been inputted. The only thing that we haven't touched, I'm going to do it now before I forget. Let's go to our performance page, our landing speeds. There's our VREF. So 135 knots is where we're going to be at. So we're going to set all, just like that. Go to our takeoff and landing page. We're going to be Fort Lauderdale, runway 10 left, condition dry, fresh to MEDAR. Yep, everything's good.
Expecting the ILS
distance.
runway 8 right approach into Miami. American 2154.
American 2154.
There it is.
Contact Palm Beach approach on 127.35.
Contacting Palm Beach approach on 127.35. American 2154.
Right, we are making that left-hand turn, and if you can see here, getting pretty close to WAR, where we need to be at 3,000 or above. Currently at 7,000, getting down to 6,000, so I engaged or deployed my speed brakes a little bit so we can descend a little quicker. I don't want to be too high when we get there. But
climb and maintain
it's
flight level
good.
350. Spirit Wing 608.
Spirit Wing 608, contact Miami Center on 132.45.
Should be setting ourselves up nicely here for runway 10 left.
Switching to Miami Center on 132.45, Spirit Wing 608.
So at Nove, we need to be at 1,800 feet, so let's go ahead and set to 1,800 feet. Speed button. Flaps 1.
American 320. Contact Fort Lauderdale Tower on 119.3.
Lauderdale Tower, American 320 is with you on final for runway 10 left. Right. Look good there.
American 320, Fort Lauderdale Tower, winds 125 at 10, runway 10 left, cleared to land.
Miami approach, Frontier Flight 3736, descending down through 11,000.
Frontier Flight 3736, Miami approach. Good evening, Fort Lauderdale, altimeter 29.901. Expect the ILS runway 10 left approach into Fort Lauderdale.
Miami approach on 118.1, American 2450. Good day.
American 2450, expect the ILS runway 10 left approach into Fort Lauderdale.
And let them know we're cleared to land. Cleared to land, runway 10 left. Winds 125 at 10, American 320. Guys, I have control of the aircraft. Everything looked nice. A little high. We're going to bring the power down. Flaps. Remember, our VREF speed for tonight's going to be 135, so we're at 140 right now. There we go. Now, this aircraft, you do have to fight a little bit, and by what I mean fighting is playing with your power, so we're a little slow right now, so give it power. Get the nose down. Let's try to get that PAPI lights to 2 white, 2 red, so we ain't dead. Or 2 red, 2 white, so we're all right. Guys, we are committing.
Sync rate.
There we go.
Sync rate.
Bring the nose up, power up. 2 white, 2 red. There it is. That's what I wanted.
300.
Fly over I-95 here. Little high.
100.
Little lag. It's okay.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Oh man, this lag is killing me.
10.
There we go. Touchdown. Reverse thrust. And just like that, welcome to Fort Lauderdale. The lag, I think it was the aircraft loading in into the airport, so it kind of started lagging a little bit. And
American 320, welcome to Fort Lauderdale. Contact ground on 121.4.
Contact ground 121.4, American 320. But other than that, the airplane is awesome to fly. I really enjoy flying this plane, to be honest. It's a lot of fun, especially on the landing side where you gotta be attentive to your speeds, you know, your power and all that. I never put my landing lights on. Shame on me. Probably get a phone call about that. But let's go ahead and contact ground. 1 point. Lauderdale ground, American 320 is with you, requesting clearance to taxi to gate.
American 320, taxi to Park 29er via Bravo 8, Tango 3, Tango, Charlie, Tango 5, Quebec, cross runway 28 right, then Alpha. Have a great day.
taxi to park 29 via Bravo 8 Tango 3 Tango Charlie Tango 5 Quebec, cross runway 28 right, then Alpha. Have a great day, American 320. Sounds complicated, but that's it. Let's go ahead and do that. And in real life, guys, this would be already known. We wouldn't have to be sitting here on the tarmac trying to figure out where we need to go, but what it is in my airport, my sim, I do what I want. Well, we have the models here. As you can see, the AI traffic looks great at the parking gates. This is the Fort Lauderdale scenery by Latin VFR. Not mistaken. Hopefully I'm not. But yeah, it looks good. It's good. The only thing that I would say is just kind of lagged it a little bit as we were, you know, coming in to land. Kind of sucked. Messed up our approach there. But it is what it is. Technically, we would have to stop here and request, you know, to cross the runway, but they already cleared us. And Say Intentions doesn't do this yet, but hopefully they will recognize when we have to cross runways. But they kind of just give you the clearance already that you pass without being yelled at. Right, there's Alpha. That's pretty cool how it changes sound as we were changing the surface of the of the floor or the concrete there from runway to taxi. Right, so I'm gonna assume that you have to go where all those other planes are. I'm gonna make a left here. So we're just gonna pull up right here. Set our parking brake. Now we're just gonna go ahead and shut off this aircraft. And I'm not gonna do it in any specific way. I'm not gonna turn on the APU or anything or simulate, you know, that we have passengers and we need to cater to their comfort. But what we're gonna do is shut off the engine so you guys know. So look here. And remember, we just have to put the fuel, go to shut off. Put the fuel and to shut off. We got our overhead panel. Turn off our boosters. Everything is off here. And just turn off all your pumps. And all your lights. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much a whole flight. We're just going to open this door here real quick. Aircraft. Chocks in place. We're going to shut off our battery. All right. And we're going to exit the aircraft. And there we are, guys. We are in the dark. There's no lights out here. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this flight. I did. I really like flying this airplane, or the CRJs, especially the way it's very interactive. You have to be attentive to everything you're doing, especially since there's no auto throttle. So it keeps you engaged. It is a fun aircraft to fly. It looks great, flies great, and I really hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. With that being said, if you guys have any questions, or if I missed something or messed something up, please let us know in the comments. Again, we are not perfect. We are learning as we go, and you know, we rely a lot on the community to teach us and help us learn things, and vice versa. You know, if we can help the community learn a thing or two, then that's what we're doing this for. So with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed and found value in this video, please like the video. It helps us out a ton. Let us know how we did in the comment section, and subscribe to our channel if you like what you see and want to see more. We try to knock out as many tutorials as we can to help out the community. So that being said, guys, that's going to conclude this video. I really appreciate all the support, and also just a public service announcement. You know, we have been a little AFK, away from the keys, away from the sim, but you know, we do have full-time jobs. Captain Gonzo has a newborn and stuff like that. So, you know, life comes, and you know, life is first, guys. So always remember that. And you know, we try to do this as best as we can. So if you saw that we were AFK for a little bit, then that is why. Anyways, all right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. As always, happy flying, keep the blue side up, safe travels, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.